Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Tahir Dhindsa and you're watching SDTV. We have today with us a lady who is a woman, entrepreneur, and selling something which is purely organic and finding it difficult to sell in a market which is very much, pushed about buying the organic things and all. Right, we have today with us Aeima Hayat Tamman. Very warm welcome. Just tell us why your honey is not being sold in the European market when there's a lot of talk about the organic honey and all that.
Absolutely. There is a huge demand, especially after COVID, for organic premium quality honey. But one of the major issues we faced, honestly, the only issue we faced, was that Pakistan is not allowed to export its honey into the EU. When we contacted the relevant agencies, they were like that this is a very complicated process for some reason, and the only way that this can actually be made possible is if the parliament gives approval.
Which parliament? Parliament.
Our parliament. Right. So there are a lot of regulations, and the EU just does not allow export of our honey. So what people do is that Middle Eastern companies especially, they come to Pakistan, they buy our honey for ridiculously cheap prices, they take it to the Middle East, and then they export it to the EU.
Re-export, rather.
Re-export it. So they're getting all the benefits while we're doing all the hard work. So this is quite a dystopian reality, to be honest, yes.
And, excuse me, did you contact the parliament or so-called parliamentarians to come up with some umbrella legislation on that?
Honestly, it's not that easy.
All right.
And given the political turmoil in the country, who do we really contact? There are always some changes going on. There's no stability as such. We do need an approval in the budget probably, or some sort of a cabinet approval for this to happen. But that seems
Why?
like...
I don't understand. I mean, it's a very precious resource.
Absolutely.
And the government or the parliament doesn't want that it should go out. This is the reason.
No, I don't think this is the reason. I think we have more restrictions from the EU side.
All right.
But I do think that they're more strict from there, and there is no push from our side.
All right.
I feel like our government isn't aware of these side effects or these consequences of these decisions. So that's why our businesses, and especially agricultural related businesses, are suffering. Because Pakistan is an agriculture-based economy at the end of the day. And our government's main focus should be on these products. And I feel like this is where we are lacking, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah.
There should be some focus. Last question on the periphery, rather on the tangent. Are you feeling some sort of a pinch because of the climate change in that?
Absolutely. Especially this year. It was a terrible year. So summer started, the heat wave started somewhere in February. And then all the way down to May, June, we didn't have any rains. And then there were torrential rains. So there was no predictable pattern in the process. So climate change is just really making this harder, which makes it all the more, which is all the more reason why we should focus on it even more. Because the demand for this is going to be rising all over the world. It's not just Pakistan who wants honey. It's the American markets. It's the European markets. Everybody wants pure organic products for health, especially after COVID, for climate change. So it's a really lucrative business. We just need to focus on it. I feel like we don't have enough focus on it.
Okay. I think the way you are presenting your case, it would be heard somewhere, and I wish, because ultimately it's good for Pakistan.
Absolutely.
You have just heard there are hurdles, and instead of just tangling all the resources in other, frivolous things, one should sit together and one should try to frame of legislation that can actually facilitate entrepreneurs and the pure products, organic products from Pakistan. That's all up till now.